Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Breaking Bad. Last time on Breaking Bad, we had Over. So, after the good news, Walt decided to just kind of try to get back into the swing of things. He actually had a confrontation with Hank about alcohol, and it's actually a little tense. It was a little tense, you know? Walt's got that, stare of death, but, he's kind of a frail old man compared to Hank. But it was a little intense, I have to say. And he also discovered that, first that his water tank was leaking, so he got a new one and installed it himself. And then he realized that his house had rot, so he went in and worked on that all by himself. And then he realized, you know what? This whole being normal thing kind of blows. So he was like, you know what? Not done. I need to go back, even though news is pretty good, news about his cancer is pretty good. He's gonna go back in. He's gonna go back into the business. He's gonna go back to being Heisenberg. Meanwhile, Jesse met up with Jane's father, Donald, played by John Delancey, which is cool. And Jane was trying to distance herself from Jesse because she didn't want her dad to know that, she was sleeping with the druggie next door. But, Jesse was like, hey, come on, isn't there an us? And she was like, is there an us? And then she apologized later with a drawing. And yeah, I guess that was pretty much it. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever, and we might as well get right into this episode of Breaking Bad. Here we go.
Yeah, funk bitches.
Were those the two from last episode that Walt confronted? I think they are. Well, no, not. No, the guy that was in the store wasn't there. Why is this kid circling? Oh! Well, the kid! Oh! He's still going! Oh. Jeez, kid. And they're off. Okay. Well, he's dead.
Between 170 and 200,000, all in. For my part, I'd be willing to write off what I can, but mine isn't even the biggest expense.
Walt has that kind of
This
money.
is obviously tricky.
Oh,
When's the due date?
it's the 21st.
So 2 weeks and change.
2 weeks.
Okay, I'll book the
Yeesh.
surgery for 4 weeks from now. That way Walter can be on his feet for the birth of your daughter. But wouldn't wait any longer.
Okay. Things are lining up.
We're on the verge of making some serious coin.
We're on the verge of greatness. We're this
Why,
close.
You're gonna jump ship now?
Sorry, Jesse.
Ah,
Ow.
he's out too. You got no one left.
What you two need is an honest-to-God businessman, right? Somebody who treats your product like the simple, high-margin commodity that it is. Somebody who ships out of town, deals only in bulk. Someone who's been doing this for 20 years and never been caught.
You know someone like that?
We're getting really
Let's
high
just say
profile.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
So,
Let me make some calls, see if I can get you a meeting.
all right, that's a start.
What's his name?
stuff about me you don't know.
Like you're a drug dealer?
Hmm.
I kind of got that.
It's not hard to figure
You're
out.
paying cash and you use an alias, so...
Yeah. She's a smart girl.
I don't need you telling me that it won't. I really just need you to go.
You need some time alone. And she's gonna break her sobriety.
Oh, yeah. We're in the big time now. Where's the kingpin?
I guess this is
Big time in a chicken shop.
I think she's waking up from a nap.
God, that's
She is certainly
terrifying.
going to want to get out and stretch those legs soon.
I'm sorry, that's so terrifying looking.
A week from Friday. Ooh. Isn't that a Friday the 13th?
we have a birthday.
16th. Okay.
3 days later. You could have just gone
You know,
14th,
speaking of
honestly, but
birthdays,
whatever.
I've got... Well, we're having a little get-together for Ted's birthday, and I've got to pick up the cake.
Why you?
Because I said I would. It's the least I can do. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Such genuine concern. It's the most genuine Walt has been for a while, actually. So much for sobriety.
No, I cannot return that stock.
Hey, this was genuine too.
Oh my God, this is beautiful, guys. Thank you very much.
Maybe I'm just too suspicious of this.
Happy birthday,
Marilyn Monroe.
Mr. President
Yep.
of Beneke Fabricators Incorporated. Happy birthday to you.
She has a good voice.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, that was impressive. He got all those candles in one go. Is it him? Maybe it's him. I think that's what Walt is thinking.
Can I help you, sir?
Diet Coke, please. And 5 minutes of your time.
But how do you know that's a Diet Coke? There's no labels.
You should give me another chance.
It's a bold move.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
Ugh. Whoa, his entire demeanor just changed.
You are not a cautious man at all.
Yeah.
Your partner was late, and he was high.
You won't see him. You won't interact with him. Forget he exists.
I have to ask. Why? Why him?
Because he does what I say.
Yeah. He does the job.
Because I can trust him.
You can never trust a drug addict.
Interesting. Are we not going to get a name?
In a few cases, I found Xeroxed copies with the dates changed. Ted,
Don't report this.
I'm not going to turn you in, Ted. But I can't be a part of it.
And that's the end of that. Okay, then. That did not go how I thought. So much work. I could never do this. I'm way too lazy to do this.
I'll meet you there.
She's in. I can't watch. Oh, they're not showing it. No, they're showing it.
Take it off.
Living is a dream when you make it seem enchanted.
Whoa.
Lovers take for granted.
Is this a... Oh my gosh, this shot is crazy. And this shot is crazy. It works on multiple levels. Is he gonna... Nope, okay. I thought they were gonna drop his ass. Back to Ted. There's more here. Oh boy, well, she went back.
Phone's off, please.
I bet you that's his. That's all coming from the ceiling. That's his phone. He didn't turn it off. Play cool.
Pipes, I guess.
There you go.
All right. Everyone, eyes on your paper. Met a man here last week. He's a black gentleman. He's thin, glasses.
Yes, sir. That's the owner.
The owner, not the manager.
Owner, okay. What's his name?
Gustavo. Gus.
Gus. All
Thank
right.
you.
1 hour.
What?
1 hour. You in or out?
In, absolutely, but I just need a little more time.
1 hour. If you miss it, don't ever show your face in here again.
1 hour. Don't ever show your face in a restaurant, a chicken place. So she just came back for work. Oop.
Oh! Oh!
Uh-oh. She's coming early. Uh-oh. Walt's not gonna be there.
Jesse! Jesse! Jesse!
Can you do that? Oh man, this is so stressful. Like 8 different things are happening. Oh my gosh! Oh!
Where is it? Where'd you hide the meth? Where is it? Where?
Under the sink, got it. She didn't hear that, right? God, he is so frantic. He has to do this on his own. Yeah, is there any more? Be sure you get it all. Crap, he's missing some. Oh no, he needs a bag. Baby coming. Yeah. He's gonna miss it. Oh, he can't pass up this opportunity, can he? He's still going. Wait. There was another bag. I saw it. Or maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, I was crazy. There's nothing there. Oh, look at him. He's like bald Santa Claus. Meth Santa. Oh, and that is the end of the episode. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Oh, boy. Oh, everything is happening at once. Everything is happening at once. This is not good. Oh, boy. Oh man, just like everything is going to hell at once. He has to do this in an hour. Jesse is out of commission. Skyler's having a baby. Like now. Oh, this is not good. Not good. Which, I mean, you know, I think last season, wasn't it like episode... wasn't it the penultimate episode that Walt was alone and he had to go save Jesse? I think that was it. So this one, Walt again is without Jesse and he has to go... Well, he has to go, you know, unload the meth, basically. Holy crap. This is crazy, man. This is so crazy. Like, this really, like, ramped up, you know? Because this is, you know, this is a slower paced show. You know, it takes its time, which is good. And, you know, we have a nice, slow burn through a lot of these scenes. So for it to just ramp up that quick like that is crazy. But I love it. We can go ahead and pop into the notes. It's actually a little late right now. You probably can't tell by the window because it's not dark, but it's about 7:30 at night. This is the last thing I'm doing today. So yeah, I'm not saying we're going to rush through the discussion, but we are going to maybe pick up the pace a little bit on this discussion. The first thing I wrote down was rival / it was combo, right? Initially, I think I wrote Carmo, but then I heard it. I think it's combo. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, Combo died. Man, you know, I was kind of thinking, like, with the kid, like, going around, I was wondering, like, is the kid just gonna, like, be riding around and just shink and then just keep going? But no, the kid, like, unloaded a complete, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A complete clip, I guess. A clip of bullets. You can tell I don't know a lot of things about guns, but he unloaded an entire thing of bullets, you know, I guess an entire round, basically. Which was crazy, you know, just the first one, that hit, you know, for a second, I kind of thought it might have been a shotgun, for some reason, and that was before they revealed that it was the kid, but I guess it was because, I don't know, I guess it was like the sound, you know, that sound, it was such a very visceral sound, more visceral than I've ever heard a gun in a TV show, you know? So, it kind of made me think it was bigger, but it's like, no, it was just a pistol, basically. But you really felt, you know, the weight of this gun. I mean, it's a gun, a gun's a gun, but that really felt like, whoa, just the sound effect on that was insane. But yeah, Combo got taken out, which means that our only dealer was Skinny Pete, but even he bailed too, because he didn't want to get killed. And it is all because they were encroaching on rival turf, you know, which Walt encouraged. Walt encouraged that. And I think the guy that was driving the car, was one of the guys we saw at the end of last episode. You know, when Walt was like, you know, stay out of my territory. Richard Nixon still. I'll never get a good Walter White impression as long as I live. But yeah, you know, that's the thing is that I think that was the same guy. It looked like the same guy. But, excuse me. But yeah, so it's all coming back to bite them, basically. It's all coming back to bite them. And, you know, you have to feel bad for Jesse because, you know, these were his friends and they're dying or, you know, being forced into, you know, protective services in California, you know, they're going through all this crap because this is what Walt thought of, you know? This was never part of Jesse's plan. So, you do feel bad for Jesse in this. Okay. Whew, sorry, it's just... You know, you gotta drink water, keep the voice up. I can tell my voice is getting a little hoarse. It is the end of the day. I haven't recorded a lot today, actually, but, it's still the end of the day. My voice is getting a little tired. So, I'm getting tired, too. I'm ready to call it for the day. But anyway, we're still going to get through this discussion. The next thing I wrote down was the lobectomy. So, it's possible that they're going to surgically remove the cancer entirely. Because now it's more possible with the progress they've made. Very interesting. So, it would be interesting if Walt just loses his... It would be interesting if Walt just, cures, basically. Well, I don't want to say cure, I guess, but if he survives it, if he becomes a cancer survivor, that would be interesting, because that's the thing, is this whole thing with the drugs was all because he had cancer, But now, he's just going to keep going. Even Jesse started calling him out on that, He was like, hey, what happened to you, basically? It's like, you were ready to call it quits, and now you're not. And it's like, and to be fair, it's like, well, we can't call it quits now because we still have to unload a lot of this meth, But there is something different in Walt now. So, I also wrote down the birth of their daughter. So originally, it's like, okay, so it's going to be 2 weeks from now, and then it was going to be a week from Friday, and then it's going to be, but that was the 13th, so now it's going to be, the 16th. But then, screw all that talk we had throughout the entire episode. This baby's coming now. This baby's coming now, which I have to say is a pretty good twist that they went with. That the baby's coming now, and yeah, that is pretty crazy, and just to throw that on top of Walt's frantic, trying to get all the meth together so he can take it to Gus, basically. God, that's all crazy. I also have to say, I will stand by this. When they showed that ultrasound, that baby looked fucking disgusting. I have no love for babies. It's such a weird thing to say, but seriously, it's like when they showed the ultrasound, I was like, ew, it looks like some sort of weird goo monster. But that's me, the 22-year-old, talking, So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of children. But yeah. I don't know why I had to get that out there, but I did. So, there you go. Now you know something about me, I guess. Let's see. I wrote down dealers and Gus. So, I like, the whole thing this season was, the fact that we started off with Tuco, and then we tried to do things on our own. Now we realize we can't do things on our own. It's an interesting arc, basically, that we've had this season. Starting with Tuco, trying to do this on our own, become a new Tuco, and then realize we need someone else, basically. I do like this. Now that, we're looking back on it, we are going through an arc this season, which I really like. And I like that Saul is like, hey, you're not going to go with someone like Tuco, except he said that a lot funnier because he's Saul. And, he's like, let's get someone who's, more, he's low profile, but he's, top tier, he's basically, he said, like, he is a businessman, basically, which is interesting. I like that, all they did was hire a lawyer, when, broadly speaking, I suppose, like, they hired a lawyer, and this lawyer is really helping out with everything, It's like, we hired a lawyer because of Badger, but then once we start, getting him in on it, it's like, hey, he knows a lot about this stuff, and he can help, he knows people, he can make connections, So I really like that. I like the usage of Saul's character. I think, he is useful. And he's incredibly helpful, to the plot and to the two of them. So yeah, we met up with Gus, who he didn't really care for Walt and Jesse at first, but Walt was persistent. Figured out that it was him, the owner of what is it, Los Pollos? Is that how you would say it? The owner is actually this like Jesse said, a kingpin. He is a kingpin, which is pretty cool. And the dog's barking again. Actually, the dog was barking so much. I probably left that in the reaction. The dog was barking so much, I actually paused the video and waited a minute for him to stop. So I don't know. There's something outside pissing him off. So and I'm at 15% battery on this phone. I knew it was a risk. I was at like 42%. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna take the risk and do some Game of Thrones. What? On what planet am I doing Game of Thrones right now? Like, there's such a thing as a slip up, but I haven't watched Game of Thrones for about 9 months, so I don't know where that came from. Sorry. It's not a big deal. I don't know why I made it a big deal, but I was like, you know what? I think I can record some Breaking Bads, but I don't know. Dog's just running around barking. Oh well. Yeah. So back to Gus. He did figure out that the store owner, the chain. I guess it's a chain that he owns, but he is the kingpin basically, which is pretty interesting. And the only name we have is Gus right now. So, and it's entirely possible either that's not really his name, or he just has, or maybe he just uses a different name for, the drug business and stuff. I don't know. But now we know it's Gus. It'll be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see, like, if he cares about the fact that Walt has the name Gus now. I don't know. But we did talk with him, and it was interesting, like, watching his demeanor change, I have to say. Because he was this, happy, smiling, happy guy. It's like, sure, I would be willing to, talk to you and get you a Diet Coke. And then it's like, why do you have a drug addict with you? Why is he your partner? It's like, whoa, geez. I love stuff like that when an entire demeanor just shifts. And it's like, ooh, geez, it's terrifying, Because it shows, like, I guess, honestly, it shows an actor's range within a few seconds when it just... I don't think I'm doing that right. I think I'm doing that, like, I think I'm dropping the smile too soon. So, see, I can't do that, but I'm not an actor, so... I just do this. I just yell in front of a camera and people like it, so... Anywho. Interesting, his thoughts about Jesse, which makes a lot of sense, that someone who I guess is a, I suppose a more, respectable kingpin, he's not like Tuco, he would be more, he would be more abrasive to Jesse, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, don't trust a drug addict. I mean, I don't know, maybe there'll be a bit of division between Walt and Jesse. I don't know, but he did say, because Gus asked, why him? Why do you have him? And Walt did defend him a bit. He said because he follows orders. He does what I say. I trust him. And it's true. He does trust Jesse, but Gus is a bit more worried about that. So yeah, but that was an interesting meeting overall, and I do like that we're getting into more, like, I guess, higher profile, even though I like, because immediately when Saul was talking, I was like, oh, high profile guy, and he's like, he likes to keep a low profile. It's like, well, yeah, but still, you understand, it's like, but, a higher, businessman, kingpin, not just Tuco, I like that maybe we're getting into maybe the upper echelons of drug dealing, if that makes any sense. I wrote down Beneke and Ted. So first off, we had Ted's birthday, which was interesting. And at first, I was like, okay, what is he asking Skyler to do? And then when she started singing, I was like, oh, Marilyn Monroe. She would do the Marilyn Monroe singing "Happy Birthday" to the president. That was interesting. I did like that, although it seemed like she was getting a little turned on by it. Now, okay, this whole thing with her working at Beneke again, I have to say it's like, okay, I have been thinking like, okay, is she going to be cheating on Walt or something like that? It's like, But then they bring up this whole, Ted's doing some illegal stuff. He could go to jail for some of the stuff he does. And it's like, whoa, okay, that's interesting. And, and Skyler being like, I can't work, I can't, be a part of this or anything. And I was like, whoa, okay, we kind of took a turn. This is a bit more genuine, And, I kind of mentioned that, when Walt was concerned about, oh, should you be, going back, and stuff. It's like, oh, why do you have to, get the cake? And she's like, well, because I wanted to, He, I feel like, this is the most genuine he has been with Skyler for a long time, where he's just like, hey, I'm concerned about you, you're 9 months pregnant here, or close, maybe 8 and some change, I suppose, if you want to get super technical. But, you're about to have a baby. Why are you doing all this? So it's like the most genuine Walt has been with Skyler. And then with here, it's like, okay, this is the most genuine scene I feel like we've had between Skyler and Ted, This seems to be the most genuine thing, the most genuine conversation, because she's talking about all this illegal stuff he's been doing. So that was really interesting, actually. But she did coming back. We really didn't get much more of that. It's like, okay, she came back. Maybe she's going to swallow her morals or something. I don't know. I was kind of thinking, like, what if she, blackmails him for something? It's like, I don't know. Is that where we're going? But it seemed to just be, it's like, okay, she's kind of swallowing her morals and going back to work. And then just immediately she starts, she goes into labor, basically. So we didn't really get more of that. So I don't know, maybe we're going to get that in the next 2 episodes, but I mean, she's having a baby. We might not be back there at Beneke for a little while. So yeah. I wrote down the drug and Jesse. So first off, poor Jane broke her sobriety. That does suck, and not just the fact that she broke her sobriety, but the fact that she got so into it then. That she got completely into it, created this new, she combined all these things and got them super high and stuff like that. So that I do feel bad about, that she broke her sobriety. That does suck. I did, though, like the scene with Jesse when he took the drug, when he got the drug and he lays back and then he just floats. And he just floats completely off of his bed, which that makes me wonder. It's like, okay, how I want to know how they shot that, did they green screen that, and then just move a camera above and then green screen him in? Or did they actually, lift him up? And it's like, well, there's only so much ceiling, I would think, but I don't know. So yeah, I was actually watching that, as funny as that was, watching him floating above his bed. I was watching that being like, how did they film that, But I like that sort of stuff when I can look at that, and when I can look at something and be like, how did they shoot this? This looks so amazing. I love stuff like that, So yeah. And then the last thing I wrote down, which we have to get to because it's late at night and the battery's dying. The last thing I wrote down is the New Deal. So Gus is going to give them a chance, and Walt is in panic mode. He had to go get all the supplies, get all the meth, collect it together. Jesse is out. He's completely out. He was able to say, under the sink, but that's about it. He's pretty much out of commission for this. And Walt has to go onto the highway right this second in order to make this deal, and his daughter is about to be born. That is ridiculous. Oh man. I hope maybe he could blame the traffic again for why he'll be late. I don't know. But I have this strong feeling that he's going to miss the birth of his daughter, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. We're sort of, cranking up to a big finale here, and we have 2 episodes left. We got the penultimate and then the finale. So I am very curious to see where we are going to go in the next 2 episodes. But yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Breaking Bad reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.